accepting U.S. dollars. Like it is a real thing, brother. This is why people who are trying to just say, well, the U.S. will always have money, always be the number one currency on the planet. There's at one point you gotta stop. You have to be honest about your failing nation because it's not even yours to begin with, right? So you gotta be honest about that.
And this is not even our nation. So the United States, it's not our nation, Yasharala. This is not our place of rest. So why put so much trust in a nation and a system that's not even yours? This is not your place of rest. This is not your kingdom. Yahweh Shai of Mashiach prepare a place for us. He said, in my father's house, I'll be Yahweh's house. There are many mansions. Okay? This is not your rest. So why trust in the system? Once again, I'm being repetitive. Why trust in this place? Why trust in Esau Edom, the so-called white man? Why trust in this government? Why trust in the shadow of Egypt? Why trust in oppression? Why? Why? Why, Yasharala? Why, Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans with Indian Taino nigger descent, and when we've been scattered in the four corners of the four winds of the earth amongst every nation, because you are who your father is. Why trust in the system? Why vote? Why set a king or ruler over you? Let's get some precepts. Let's start off in the book of Micah. Let's start off in the book of Micah, our Akim, our prophet Micah, right? Our saint. Micah say, I'll be Yahweh Shai say, arise ye, mean crime, and depart, for this is not your rest. For this is not your rest, Israel. America, United States, spiritual Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, Nineveh, Rome, Greece, Samaria, Assyria. See, the daughter of the Chaldees, Basra. America is every empire I'm naming in one, right? Revelation 17:5, the mother of all holy. For this is not your place of rest, because it is polluted. Micah say this place is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. If a man or woman walking in the spirit and falsehood, falsehood go back to deception, lies, deceit. You see, right? Do lie. There you have it. Saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine, because you have these pastors, these leaders that have been cherry handpicked by Esau Edom. They have given you leaders. They have given you agents, 501c3 charter agents. They gave you the MLK. They gave you the Malcolm X. They gave you the Rosa Parks. They gave you the Du Bois. They gave you all these leaders, Reverend Jesse Jackson, the Al Sharptons. You see, the Nelson Mandelas, who is a Hamite, by the way. The Obamas, they gave you leaders, Yasharala. You see, and there's a lot of other names I haven't named. They have given you these men that's walking in the spirit of falsehood to deceive you. You see? That's what's going on. I will prophesy unto thee of wine. A wine means indoctrination, an ideology, a democracy. That's why this wine would keep you drunk. You were not sober. See, you're supposed to sober up from that thing. And the way to sober up is to repent and to turn to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Mashiach Barakatah and be therefore converted. That's how you sober, okay, of strong drink. They didn't just give you wine, but they gave you strong drink. He should even be the prophet of this people. See, the 2/3 of Israel that walk in the spirit of falsehood, that trust in this system, that trust in America, trust in Egypt, trust in their degrees. You see, trust in this democracy, this ideology that been placed upon you, this falsehood, not trusting in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not seeking his face, Abba Yahweh, and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. This place going to destroy you, Israel. If you trust in the shadow of Egypt, you're going to keep getting the same results. Let's get that in the book of Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 30 and verse number 1. The Most High say, woe to the rebellious children. The rebellious children are the Hebrew Israelites, says the Elohim, that take counsel but not of me. See, what happened with the Israelites, you so-called African Americans, Latinos, and Native Indians, were Indian Taino Negro descent, and when we've been scattered to 4 corners of the earth, you take counsel but not of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And the way you take counsel of the Most High is by taking what we bring it out, inquiring mind, asking the prophets, the meek servants, the apostles, what shall you be doing in the shadow of Egypt? Seeking Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, studying to show thyself approved, as it says 2 Timothy 2 and 15. Seeking his face, as it says 2 Chronicles 7 and 14. As it said in Matthew 6:33, seek ye the kingdom and all his righteousness. See, you got to be seeking the Most High kingdom. Abba Yahweh and his only begotten son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly and intentionally called Jesus Christ, who's a so-called black man. So you're supposed to seek the righteousness, the law, statutes, commandments, and judgments, and testimony. Come back to your culture. Come back to your heritage. You see, go to the men of the noble men of Yasharallah, the elders, the deacons, the bishops, right? That's how you seek counsel of the Heavenly Father, but not of me. And that cover with a cover, but not of my spirit. Our people cover. They cover it. It's not the spirit of Yahweh Shai. They cover it as Christianity. They cover it as Seventh-day Adventists. They cover it as Islam, prayer to Allah. They cover it as prayer to the gods of Shiva, this Buddha and Buddha. See, falsehood, serving other gods, committing that with adultery on Yahweh and Yahweh Shai after we marry him at Mount Sinai. See, our covering is every covering, but the covering of Yahweh Shai, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. You see, that's the iniquities of Yasharallah. Sin upon sin upon sin upon sin upon sin upon sin, right? The transgression of the law, 1 John 3 and 4, that walk to go down into Egypt. Egypt is USA. USA, that's Egypt, Israel. Egypt is the house of bondage. America is the house of bondage for the Israelites. Is the place of our captivity, and have not access my mouth to strengthen themselves, you see, in the strength of Pharaoh. Because Pharaoh would be Esau, Edom. They the new pharaohs, they the new kings of the hill, the Edomites, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And this is the shadow of death. Don't you know America is the shadow of death? Psalms 23, King David is talking about. Don't you know this is the shadow of death? That's why you got to choose life. That's why Yahweh Shah say in Jeremiah 8 and 3, My people shall choose death rather than life. With all the places I have driven them. He driven us here. You see, through our disobedience, through the curses of Deuteronomy 28, and our people's trust in oppression, strength of Pharaoh, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, which is the Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, your lovers, they are your lover, be your shame. See, when you trusted voting for Biden, voting for Kamala, voting for Obama, voting for DJ Trump, that's going to be your shame. Trusting in the school system, trusting in your degrees, your bachelor's degree. You see, trusting in your master's degree, your PhD degree, trusting in your diplomas, trusting in all that buffoonery, Israel, trusting in democracy, trusting in 50-50, equal, civil rights, all this buffoonery of Egypt shall be your confusion. For the princes were as Zohan, and his ambassadors came to Hans. You see, let's jump down for time constraint. Let's jump down to verse number 10. The Most High say, let's see if that's what I want. Let's jump down to verse 12, Salakia, because I don't want to be long. The Most High say, wherefore thus said the Holy One of Yasharallah, because ye despise this word. You see, 2/3 of the Hebrew Israelites, they despise this word. The words that I'm reading in this lesson, they despise the book of the law. They despise the prophets. They despise the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. They despise the law, statutes, commandments, and judgments and testimonies. They despise this word. Even when America is falling apart, we in World War III. You got the ports. They protested on October the 1st today. You got the Longshoremen protesting. You got these ports going to be closed. That's going to cause more inflation. That's going to cause service and goods to go up. But our people is still trusting in the shadow of Egypt. You see, all hell is breaking loose. But our people is still going to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And it's going to be your confusion. Let's be repetitive. Wherefore thus said the Holy One of Yahshua, because you despise. Look, the Most High say you despise the book of the law. You despise his word, Israel, 230 y'all. And trust in oppression. See how people, they trust in oppression. They trust in slavery. They trust in captivity. They trust in massa. They trust in massa. They trust in their lovers. See? It's all in the book, Israel. And perverseness. See? Our people trust in wickedness. Black Lives Matter movement, the alphabet community, the Rainbow Coalition, keep hope alive. That's what Jesse Jackson told you. Keep hope alive in USA. Esau gonna come around. The so-called white man, he'll come around one day. He's gonna do good by us one day. Just keep that hope alive. Keep trusting in Satan, right? And stay there on. See? That's what's going on, Yashavala. And what this is gonna usher in, it's gonna usher in that digital dollar. Let's get back to that little clip right quick. Let's check that out one more time.
Ooh, it's like you got to stop with this nonsense. The fact is, BRICS is a real thing. Yeah. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They have now added the United Arab Emirates. They have now added Saudi Arabia. They have now added a lot of other nations, and more nations are pouring in to apply to be a part of BRICS nations. China and Russia have come together. They are now exchanging economically. They are replacing the U.S. dollar. They are. This is a very real thing that we have never seen happen. And that's why we don't think it's possible, and we don't know how to respond, because we've never experienced this before. In our generation, any generation within the last 200, 300, 400 years, we don't even know that it's a real thing. We still think it's a video game, it's a movie, because we've been so numb to it. We're like, oh, cool. Let me go down the street and use my dollar. Yeah. There will be a point, and it is happening now. In Nigeria, as a matter of fact, they tried to go to the bank to take money out, and they said, we don't have any money. Yep. People who have Bitcoin in certain nations tried to get it out in US dollars. They said, we can't give you that.
So that's showing you that Bitcoin is not the final. Bitcoin's XRP go back to that cryptocurrency. We told you crypto mean hidden message because that's not the end game. So even having Bitcoins and XRP, they still can't get the money out because the feds didn't regulate it. Okay, so we told you the end game is the mark of the beast, the Karak, but the Karaks. The Most High done told you, Israel, you're not going to be able to sell unless you receive that mark. That's the end game. The end game, Israel. You know what end mean, right? END. Because our people acting like they don't know what nothing means these days. Now the Most High say in the book of Revelations 13 and 16, and he is the banking family, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Hamid, the 13 richest bloodline, Yasharallah, the banking family, the one that control the earth's wealth. That he is Esau Edom, your lover, your lover. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. That mark in the Greek go to the word karagma, karaks, right? A pale stake they're going to stick up in your Yashavala. I hope you're getting it. In their right hand or in their forehead. That Neuralink. Elon Musk already got it ready. Neuralink. And that no man might buy. You ain't going to be able to purchase Israel. You ain't going to be able to do no transactions. It's a digital ID tag. It's a digital wallet. You ain't going to be able to do shit on the earth, on the planet Earth, unless you receive that mark. You ain't gonna be able to do anything. Nothing. Nada. Nothing. Okay? That's what the Most High say. Who gonna reply against Yahweh and Yahweh Shai? The Most High gonna put y'all to death, man. Keep replying against the Most High. Just keep it up, Yasharallah. You may be next. And that no man might buy or sell save he or she that had the mark. The only way you're gonna be able to do anything, Israel, is you got the mark. Is you getting it? Or that the name of the beast or the number of his name. You know the beast is Esau Edom. Rome was revised through America. Okay? Here is wisdom. You better get wisdom. I hope you getting it today. Let him or her that had understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of man, because Esau is man. He ain't no God. He's man. He's mammon. You can't serve God or mammon. Tell you that in Matthew 6 and 24. And his number is 603 score and 6. So there you have it, Yashabal. I hope that this short lesson was edification and exaltation. Shalom, shalom, Yashabal, shalom. Shalom.
Certain nations are not even accepting U.S. dollars. Like it is a real thing, brother. This is why people who are trying to just say, well, the U.S. will always have money, always be the number one currency on the planet. There's at one point you got to stop. You have to be honest about your failing nation because it's not even yours to begin with, right? So you got to be honest about that too. It's like you got to stop with this nonsense. The fact is, BRICS is a real thing. Yeah. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They have now added the United Arab Emirates. They have now added Saudi Arabia. They have now added a lot of other nations, and more nations are pouring in to apply to be a part